Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News. It is Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. Stand up for your country. Well, we're officially in a trade war. Canadians are very mad at us. Is it necessary? I'm going to let you decide that because I'm going to present facts that you may not know. And I'm going to do it the simple man way, not the pinheady way. And after that, you can decide whether this trade war that we are officially in now is going to be good or bad for you and the country. I think that's fair. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So let's begin with tariff madness. The overall philosophy of President Trump is that the USA is getting hosed in trade deals all over the world. Now, if you analyze the Biden administration for 4 years, it was only in the last few months that the Biden people started to impose or raise tariffs. For 4 years, we just got murdered in trade imbalances everywhere. And it was business as usual. The foreign countries would charge us more for our goods than we would charge them. So Trump, he said, look, we're not going to do this anymore. It's that simple. And Trump has been very clear about where he stands. Roll it.
Look, our country's been ripped off by everybody, and that stops now. I had it stopped in my first term, and we're going to really stop it now because this has been very unfair. Our country, from an economic standpoint, a financial standpoint, and a trade standpoint, has been absolutely ripped off by almost every country in the world. Canada, Mexico. And then you just go right down the line.
China, EU, on and on. So countries abroad don't like this at all. You can understand that because China in particular, they make a lot of cheap stuff. Hats and shirts and clothing and on and on and on and on. And the labor in the communist nation of China is way, way less than it is here. So now Trump's trying to make more of a balance. Let me give you a few facts. Tariffs are paid by the companies, not by governments. So you want to send a Ford Bronco to Germany, okay? Put it on the ship, it goes over. Once it reaches Hamburg, then the German customs people slap a tariff on it, whatever they want. And Ford has to pay that, okay? Not the US government. But it makes the Bronco cost more in Dusseldorf than a German car. So the Germans buy fewer American cars. That's how it works. The United States historically has had lower tariffs than the EU and China and Canada and Mexico. Those countries and others want to protect certain products. So Canada, for example, big on dairy. They want to ship their dairy down here, and a big high tariff. So that's how it works, okay? And Trump is going, look, you need to bring your tariffs down so we can sell more Fords in Dusseldorf. And if you don't, we're going to slap the same tariff on your Mercedes, BMWs here. It's going to jack the cost up if you want them. Okay. So once you have this, the other countries don't like it because that hurts their businesses. Mercedes is going to sell fewer cars here. Then you add on labor. So Apple moves a huge amount of manufacturing over to China because the Chinese people are working for $3 a day. And now Trump said to Apple, hey, you better knock it off. And Apple's putting $500 billion back into the U.S. economy. That's a big win for Trump. But it doesn't show up in the stock market, which is a disaster right now. And higher pricing is probably going to take hold. In the long run, Apple investing $500 billion in 1 year and bringing back a lot of manufacturers is going to help the USA. So it's long run, short run. We are not a patient people here in America, so we react to day. But listen to these numbers. Just in January, China had $30 billion more in trade, okay, with us than we had with them. They won by 30 billion. EU, 25 billion. Switzerland's not in the EU, okay? 23 billion. Mexico, 15 billion. Ireland, 12, and on and on and on and on. So you can see, all right? And Trump is a deal maker. I don't know if he anticipated, though, how bad this trade war was going to hit the market. And that's what we are dealing with now. So, in 2024, last year, the Biden administration had a $918 billion trade deficit with the rest of the world. Almost $1 trillion. $1 trillion more money out of here in trade than came back. Trump's not going to stand for it. But a war is a war. There are casualties. And we, the people, are going to get hurt, at least in a short term. So you have to decide whether this is right or wrong. Remember, most presidents don't get involved with this. Because they know people don't understand what the tariff, the trade is. They don't. As long as the American economy is doing okay. Stock market did all right under Biden last 2 years. Did okay. People made money. Well, I'm not going to rock the boat too much. A little bit. He rocked it a little, but not much. Trump comes in like a tsunami. Since Trump was inaugurated, stock market has lost $4 trillion in value. Staggering. My accounts are down across the board. Dow Jones down 6, NASDAQ down 12, S&P down 8. Now, I think that's going to rebound. I'm not selling. In fact, I bought a little yesterday. Not much. I'm not a gambler, but a little. A company that I think is going to go up. Who knows? I mean, it's like going to Vegas. Finally, there's a poll out today, Emerson College. Do you approve or disapprove Donald Trump? Job performance, approved 47, disapproved 45. So in a month, Mr. Trump has lost 2%. And if the market keeps going down and prices keep going up, you're going to lose a lot more than that. And that's a memo. Mr. Trump today had a business roundtable with some big shots, trying to reassure everybody, which is what he has to do. I said on News Nation last night that number one job right now for the president is to reassure Americans. Explain what he's doing, just like I did to you. And if you have any questions, by the way, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. And you might have noticed that the guy in Ontario who runs a show jacked up electric rates to northern New York State, and I guess Ohio a little bit, 25% in retaliation for the tariffs. Well, Trump slapped a 50%. And Canada's economy is way too fragile. They can't absorb that. But it's real bad blood right now. Let's go over to the other problem that the Trump administration is dealing with. So in Saudi Arabia, there's all kinds of hell breaking loose. There's the Ukraine negotiations, which are very difficult. I think, and as Secretary of State Pompeo said yesterday, if you did not see that interview, you got to go to BillO'Reilly.com and look at it. That was a good interview. We got it on YouTube, got it all over the place. Pompeo and I both agree that a ceasefire will probably happen, but it's going to be painful for Ukraine. Secretary of State Rubio is over in Saudi Arabia. Here's what he said.
I think both sides need to come to an understanding that there's no military solution to this situation. The Russians can't conquer all of Ukraine, and obviously it'll be very difficult for Ukraine in any reasonable time period to sort of force the Russians back all the way to where they were in 2014. So the only solution to this war is diplomacy and getting them to a table where that's possible.
Okay, and then Witkoff, who is Trump's main negotiator, he's talking to the Hamas people in the Gulf. I believe it's Abu Dhabi, but it could be Qatar. I mean, they're very secretive, as they have to be. Terrorists would love to kill Witkoff. So there's a lot going on over there. Well, you know, look, for the good of everybody in the world, you got to, even if you hate Trump, if you got to root for these deals to, you know, be closed and things to calm down, right? If you don't, I don't think you're a loyal American. If you put Trump hatred above the welfare of your country, you're not loyal. You're not. There is a growing real estate crime out there. The FBI calls it house stealing. Criminals forge your signature on one document, file it with a fake notary stamp. Just like that, your title's gone. Then criminals can take out loans or sell without you knowing. So, when is the last time you checked your home's title? Probably never. And the scammers know it. That's why I trust Home Title Lock's $1 million triple lock protection. You get 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud does occur, they'll spend up to $1 million to restore your title at no added cost. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code BILL250 now for a free title history report and access to your title expert. $250 value when you sign up. HomeTitleLock.com, code BILL250. Okay, we're back. YouTube channel, trying to get 1 million by Easter. Don't let me down. Closing in on it. YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. It's free. We have the Mike Pompeo interview up, and you will want to see that. Here's the mail. Roy, concierge member Roy. Okay. Allowing entrepreneurial Musk to speak freely from the Oval Office and wield a chainsaw is not a good idea. I would kind of agree with that. I'd like to see a little more restraint on the part of Mr. Musk. Robert, I wouldn't worry about the stock market. It takes a while for the economy turned around from the mess that it was. It wasn't a mess. It was inflation that was the mess. The economy was okay under Biden. Let's be honest. Process is just beginning. It'll show improvement in a year. Trump doesn't have a year. If the economy's bad this time next year, midterms. Oof. Homer, concierge, remember Homer? With the amount of chaos, one gets the impression that Trump and his cabinet don't seem to know what they're doing. Trump needs to calm fears. They know what they're doing, but it's hard. Okay? But I'm hoping this Ukraine thing ignites a series of victories. Robert Podhorn, Wentzville, Missouri. I'm a long-time follower of yours, Mr. O'Reilly. Your interview with Secretary Pompeo was the very finest work I have seen. Well, I appreciate that. We put a lot into this. We don't want to waste your time. Tanya Brown, Newmarket, Tennessee. Trump didn't choose Pompeo because he took several swipes at Trump on January 6th, over January 6th. That's true. I think that's what did it, Tanya. I believe that is what did it. Mary, concierge member. A lot of concierge members around. No one is even looking for President Biden. The fact that his orders and documents are signed by AutoPen should be of concern. More coming out. It's going to be a big scandal. Already is. Donald Rowell, Winthrop, Maine. I thought I would share with you that Fox News reported that Biden did not sign EOs personally. Okay, I wanted to know who else was reporting it beside me, and you told me. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go to the store. We got the tour, Three Americans, with Stephen A. Smith, Chris Cuomo, and your humble correspondent. March 30th, Westbury, Long Island, at the Music Fair. Sunday, go to BillO'Reilly.com. We'll bip you right over. Very few VIP tickets left. Those are where you meet us. So if you want to meet us, you got to get in there. Confronting the Presidents, 6 months on the bestseller list consecutively. Still very viable. You'll like it. And then we got the new one coming out September 9th, Confronting Evil. There's Putin. He's not going to like it. What do you feel? Wait till you read what we found out about him. Not woke gear. Okay, I'm going to give a golf shirt and a hat to President Trump. I don't know if he's going to appreciate it, but he's getting a not woke golf shirt and a hat. And please sign up for our free newsletter, okay? All of it's on BillO'Reilly.com. And now we are going to go to the final thought right after this. The average American's feeling financial strain more than ever before. Expenses up, but wages are not. So it's no surprise that folks are resorting to credit cards to get by, even if that means carrying high balances and interest rates into the 20s or 30s. If you are a homeowner and stuck in this cycle of mounting debt, you need to call my friends at American Financing. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving homeowners an average of $800 a month. Plus, if you act now, you might be able to skip your next mortgage payment. There are no upfront fees, so it costs nothing to find out how much you could save. It's time to break free from the stress of debt. So please call American Financing today and take control of your financial future. 888-462-9557. 888-462-9557. AmericanFinancing.net. Last year, investors scored the highest profits in decades. Unfortunately, the rest of us were held back by stacks of bills and credit card debt. Well, Done with Debt has found a solution. They created a brilliant new strategy designed to tackle debt, put cash back into your hands, so you can finally save, invest, and live your life in comfort. Done with Debt goes head to head with credit card and loan companies. Their team of negotiators and legal experts work to significantly reduce your bills, eliminate interest, and erase penalties. Bottom line, Done with Debt helps turn crushing debt into financial freedom. But some of their strategies are time sensitive, so please don't wait. Get the life you deserve. Visit donewithdebt.com. Talk with one of their strategists, absolutely free. Visit donewithdebt.com, donewithdebt.com. Okay, final thought of the day, things you can't control. Don't dwell on them. That will ruin your quality of life. Okay, so as you know, Holly the terror dog passed last week. I have been that sad, I can't remember. But I couldn't dwell on it. I had to do the show. I had to do my work. I had to run my family. I had to do all of it. And then I decided to put a big album together with Holly pictures, which helped. But there was nothing I can do. I couldn't do anything, all right, to save the terror dog. I tried. I spent an enormous amount of money, and I'm glad I did. We extended her life with she had a brain tumor. But if you cannot control what is happening, you have to accept it or flee it. So I think it's 12% of Ukrainians bolted. They just got out because they were in the danger zone. I don't blame them. You have to either accept it or you flee it. But you can't let it consume your life. Because then, A, you become depressed, miserable. The whole, we're on this planet for a reason, all of us. A lot of people don't believe that, but if you don't believe that, you're a fool. You're here for a reason. Now, sometimes we don't know what that reason is in totality, but everyday opportunities arise. There, you can do some good. But if you're wallowing in misery about things you can't control, then you're not going to do that good. And it took me a while, to figure it all out, because I was so busy in my younger years building a career and moving up the ladder. I don't think about this, but I know a lot of good people, really, really strong people. But when something bad happens, they can't get over it. When your spouse dies. I can't even imagine a child dying. I can't even imagine that. But some of you have gone through it. You just have to step back. Everybody grieves differently. There's no right way, wrong way to grieve. And you got to talk to people. You got to get out. And there's a lot. My sister runs a grieving operation. Does a lot of good. And you got to get into one of those if you have an insurmountable loss. The point of the matter is that you have to accept bad things that happen, unless you can change them. And then if you can change them, you go and you try the hardest to do it. Don't accept evil. One of the themes of confronting evil, not killing evil. I wish I could kill evil. I can't. But one of the themes about confronting evil, the book coming out in September, is don't turn away. You know, it's usually something you can do when bad things happen, but not always. Like I couldn't do anything more. And that was just, I just had to accept it. Okay, well, we got a big week, you know, with this Ukraine stuff and everything else and the market we're watching. And Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Any questions at all, I'm here to answer all of them that I can. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.